I do think so, because there are some women with brains that do actually work. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, yeah. But it's very hard as a man to abuse a woman who's independent. Yeah, because uzomxhaphaza njani lo muntu? Because you know ukuthi if umxhaphaza uzovuka ehambe. That's just. But for women who are unemployed, the first thing that they need is money. Oh guys, yabona stress esibhekana namantombazana employed mfowethu. Hey amajida axuthana. Ayaxuthana amajida mfowethu, especially if a guy knows ukuthi you're employed. Ngiyakutshena wena. Uzoba neyinkinga. A lot of, you know what they do now? I've dated a married person before. So what they do, it's more than crazy. It's just painful. It's traumatic. Nobody is talking about this. I think it's only been Mac G who's talked about this before, and he was very much dismissed. And I think I'm going to be the second person in your podcast to talk about it. But it's very sad, because if we are discussing such topics, I wish there was a woman or two women so we could speak to them, so this could not be a one-sided conversation. But I know, bro, speaking of that, I'm gonna show you what led to me having this.
Yeah. Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode. This is the 24-hour podcast, and today umfowethu la. Uyahlupha lapha enkundleni zokuxhumana. Uyahlupha. Qafu, awuyithule bakwazi abantu.
Oh, ngani yakwethu. What a privilege. Sanibonani. Igama uSicelo Xaba insizwa semntuba nkoba kaxoxa ma endoda ngoba nakhe ngasalisi. Insizwa ke lena bafowethu based eThekwini. Eniyaziyo ke nani ke futhi ke ngokuba notorious for tackling socio-economic issues which people face on a daily basis, and also specializing ngokusiza abantu bethola imisebenzi ukuze amantombazane eyeke ukusicela imali.
Ngiyayithanda le part le othi specialize ngokusiza abantu bathola umsebenzi ukuze amantombazane ezinjani
eyeke ukusicela imali nokuba dependent on amadoda.
But do you think even if intombazane sisebenza kahle izoyeka ukusicela imali? Asikhuluma iqiniso.
I do think so, because there are some women with brains that do actually work. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, yeah. Ngoba mfowethu, I don't think there's anybody in their right minds who would be dependent on somebody, even though they are employed. There are millions of women who are employed and they're not dependent on men. They're not dependent on us. They don't even care about us. Yeah, well, because they know ukuthi abasingcingile nakancane. So in that way, I feel like if each and every girl or sister or woman, if they were employed, they would maybe have isidima. Maybe us as men, maybe even especially us, man, it's very hard as a man, not to say that I'm abusive, but it's very hard as a man to abuse a woman who's independent. Yeah, because you know if umxhaphaza uzovuka ehambe. She's got her own apartment, she's got her own car, she's employed, she's got a salary, she doesn't need you. The only thing she needs from you is dick.
Honestly.
And emotional support. Yeah, well, so if she's got a support system which is emotional for her, because women are very emotional beings, and if she's also got like dick, that's all. But for women who are unemployed, the first thing that they need is money.
First thing first, money.
They don't even value sex that much because they sleep with multiple people in order to make money. Some of them, not all of them women. Hey, not all of you. I'm running away from you guys hating me. But anyways, so a woman who's employed is even much more dependable, you know, because now you don't even feel like, imagine losing your job and your girl is unemployed. She will leave you.
She wants money from you.
Dude, she will go to Florida and find a man in less than an hour. She already has people she's talking to on the DMs. Oh, call now, and we keep him out. Yeah, well.
So, but then I get what you're saying. Like, if amantombazana amaningi they can get to work, bathola umsebenzi. Sizoba nenkinga encane. But not all of us, because khona amantombazana asebenzayo, but they will still say, mina angiholi.
Yeah. And that is out of selfishness. I mean, there are a lot of people who are selfish. Even us, gents, we are selfish. For example, you could be a gents, uyasebenza, kodwa still usacela intombi for imali ya petrol, especially lamajita drive imoto. No hate to you guys because mina nginayo imoto, kodwa nje ngikhuluma ivari, nani yazi.
Mina ngibafuni.
Umjito ohleze ecela imali ka petrol, imoto ifile baby. Kodwa mayifika lesiyo groove ezayo, uyafika umuntu wakhona ufika ngemoto iOdi. E06 elidulayo, even iservice yakho iyadula. Siyabuza uyithatha phi imali ye Don Julio noma ye Vev. Upetrol asazi phela zena singolof. kodwa intombi isikhiphile imali and amantombazane yo guys yabona istress esibhekana namantombazana employed mfowethu amajita ayacuthana amajita mfowethu especially if a guy knows ukuthi you're employed ngiyakutshena wena uzoba neyinkinga. A lot of people, especially us as amajita, we do not know ukuthi most of the gents who we see as ballers, they're taken care of by women. Women
most of the time,
yeah, women even buy cars for gents, and the women go to Instagram and say, for example, well, happy birthday, baby. I'm happy you bought yourself a car. Or women buy themselves cars and they say they give credit to the men, to give him some dignity. Whereas she bought the car, she's paying the bills. She's buying the guy alcohol, she's buying the guy the Gucci, and the guy goes on and flex. Ethathe yona le moto ayithengelwe intombazane inesi ehambe eyofeba ngayo. Yeah, and then he comes back with some STDs and stuff.
But don't you think ukuthi the very same woman that bought umfana imoto and then via social media wathi congratulations my love for buying yourself a car, you deserve it. Don't you think unenkinga? Because now why would you buy someone imoto and then you're pretending ngathi wena umthengele? I mean ungathi yena uzithengele.
It's because women are very emotional beings. I've said that before, and I might be subjective, as you know, guys. But women care about system. Okay. They care about how society perceives them. They care about how other women perceive them. Okay. So sometimes, just like us gents, women have ego. So if they go to other girls and if they're seen by other girls as women who are happily in relationships, women who are dating ballers, if they're seen as those type of women, a woman of that caliber, they are respected by other women.
True.
Bazi ukuthi bangama-ghost. Yabo, bathi yini iqanda le-Grootman. Yabo. Ethi iqanda le-Grootman kanti cha, i-Grootman eliyiqanda. Yabo. So it's very embarrassing. I won't lie to you. It's very embarrassing, and truth be told, most of lamajita social empires, they're submissive to their women because their women have more money than them. But women don't talk about it because once a woman starts taking care of a man, other women, if they know about that, they will always use it against her. Oh, you're dating a useless man. My man doesn't do that. He takes care of me. Blah 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 blah. Imagine.
And another thing, nalama standards. Okay, indoda yami ngithengele imoto. As much as usithengele, but if azothi indoda yami ngithengele imoto, amantombazana azothi hayi uthola umuntu right way.
Exactly.
But deep down, uyazi ukuthi no, akukho njalo. And
it's bad. It's bad. I won't lie about that. It's really bad. And with society, as society, we see it as, oh, okay, achievement, he gets street cred, and the girl also gets street cred. So in that way, it's a win-win situation for them, but a move, they're very better. And even in arguments, bro, when they submit to women. They're very abusive because I think it's coming from a place of hurts and bitterness. Why is this guy not taking, initiative? Why is this guy not buying his own petrol? So in a way, just like I was saying, if women were employed, they would be less abused. Same thing for men. I think men also, if they also took initiative to be real men, of which we don't want to discuss what a real man is because Sicelo Xaba. I feel like men would be much more respected also if the men would actually stand up and say, I'm taking my place as a man. Now I want to act like a man. Yeah, well, that's a story.
The definition like of a man in this 21st century, I find in a definition back in 2005.
With the drizzle and the sprinkle, yes.
I know the time has changed, revolution and everything, but
yeah.
That made Obaba bethu amadoda back in the days.
True, but now the principles, sorry to cut you, the principles don't apply much anymore, depending on the person that you're dating. For example, if I was a dominant male, in the relationship, I'm taking care of everything, I'm buying everything, but the woman is not respectful. The woman is not on par with my traditional standards. The woman is wearing short dresses, she looks like a Betty, she looks like she's on the market, she's secured. And then she is on some, it's my body, I do what I want in my body. So now most women, the double standards are here and they're very toxic and very disgusting. They are like, I want a traditional man, but they don't want to be traditional women. They don't want to be traditional girlfriends.
That's true.
And that's crazy, bro. That's very crazy, because how can I be this protector, this caretaker, this whatever, and the woman doesn't want to submit? The woman doesn't want to be a traditional woman. The woman doesn't want to clean. She doesn't want to cook. She doesn't want to take care of things in the household. Then while I work, while I do everything else.
From work and cook.
I have to come back from work and cook, bro. Imagine. Now I've got to go to my here in Margate, because we're in Durban, unfortunately. We're taking Togo, because you know, she will toast bread at 8 p.m. You're coming from a factory, and you're going to do your own laundry. Why? Because she's scrolling through TikTok, watching Sicelo and sexualizing his voice, apparently. You know, so unfortunately, these are the situations we're facing, and how we're going to solve them, I don't know. I don't even want to bother myself, because it's a very stressful topic, and a lot of guys are going through a lot right now, even killing themselves at some points. So I mean, that can only be solved by God.
Yeah, there's something that you just said, manje, ukuthi umuntu ushadile, but they dress like they're in the market. And I think manje there's no differentiation of umuntu ushadile nomuntu ongashadanga, because there's a certain way you have to dress umuntu ushadile.
Yeah.
Just to respect yourself and your husband. But nowadays you would see umuntu oyibhedi, and you look around, fake ring ushadile.
Bro, most of them don't even wear the rings. They take off their rings the moment they get out of their cars. You know what they do? Now, I've dated a married person before. So what they do, for example, we're in Durban, right? Yeah. So she'll go to, for example, Suncoast.
Okay.
Park her car there, because it actually has a tracker.
Yeah,
for safety reasons. Takes the car there, leaves her phone there, takes out the backup iPhone that she has, which is not registered. And then she leaves her original phone, which also has a tracker. It's being tracked by the husband and the tracking company. Yeah. And she leaves the ring behind. And then after that, she takes everything that the husband doesn't know, like the cell phone, and then you will come and fetch her, or she will request. And then after that, maybe after 10 hours or 12 hours of while the man is working a factory, very hard, escaping death by the second, because working so hard, breaking fingers, breaking bones, being hurt at work, maybe it's a smelter, working so hard, and for that 12-hour shift, she's being smashed by any daughter. Probably a student who's not even employed.
It's mostly students, huh?
Yeah, the very because students have energy. Amadoda ubuya ukhathele i-sex drive yakhe siphansi because usebenza kanzima. For the very same woman who will take that money, take me, ehambe uyidla leyo mali nami lapha eFlorida. Yabo, and it's so unfortunate. Kodwa-ke, this is where we're at, and how we're gonna solve that, I don't even want to bother myself, because I don't want to be depressed. Yeah, and then when that man finds out, I'm not promoting GPV, but when that man finds out,
it's a story, because now I'm coming from a place of, after everything I do, I do everything for you. Le phone unayo, come with me. Le mali unayo, which is this what I mean. Because with most of these people, basoke bajola mhlambe nabantu mhlambe ukuthi itheke nayisebenzi, ihlala endlini ikhulisa umndeni.
Dog,
it's crazy.
It's painful. It's more than crazy. It's just painful. It's traumatic. Nobody is talking about this. I think it's only been Mac G who's talked about this before, and he was very much dismissed. And I think I'm gonna be the second person in your podcast to talk about it. But it's very sad. We have a lot of men who drive to their homes, park the car outside, and sit in the car for an hour and a half, just taking it all in. Ukuthi, I've just come back, ngimenyezwa yi-supervisor, ngihlunyezwa amandiya lapha emsebenzini. Mhlawumbe umiswe naye iphoyisa limfuna imali yebribe because ubesejahe ekhaya, mhlawumbe bengadrive kahle because he's very tired. He gets home, parks the car outside, sleeps, noma ihlala emotweni ethandaza ukuthi uNkulunkulu ngisuka esihogweni ngifika esihogweni. Yabo, ngizofika kwesinye isihogo. Uzofika uzotshena izinto nje eziningi kabi. Thola ukuthi the very same woman was getting screwed by me, Emini.
Sorry to cut you off. I think esinye isikhathi amanye amajita asuke azi ukuthi no. In most cases amajita asuke azi. Just that umjita mengenayo confirmation uvela itshele ukuthi asi ngiya exaggerate. But usuke ubona umuntu wakho kwesinye isikhathi uyabona ukuthi okay yabo manje ngathi sekukhona into engahambi kahle la.
True, most women will manipulate you and they will use the fact ukuthi, when are you always working, and they dismiss the point ukuthi you work for her.
Yeah.
When are you always working, you're always busy, and the fact that you caught me, you actually were not supposed to catch me, it's actually your fault. Why did you come back early from work? When ngihlukumeza emotionally, mina ngenze njani because I need the sex, you don't even last in bed. She doesn't even realize ukuthi the man doesn't last in bed because he's too tired, he works so hard, usebenza ama extra shift ukuze azomnikeza imali eyofana namanye amantombazane lapha ne-Rockets. 15-hour shift plus ilokhuzana extra time. Yabo uthola usebenza nango-Saturday, mhlawumbe usuku olulodwa available ngalo isonto, nakhona fanele enze umsebenzi wasendlini, fanele uyobona ekhaya, fanele ucheck uma wakho ogulayo ophethwe i-cancer, fanele enakelele nezingane makuthi bazele, fanele ehambe mhlawumbe ekwi-sport day sengane, ayinane off day ayikho. And the same woman will come back and say, when you don't give me your time, you don't even give me enough sex, so that's why I cheated. The guy now has to apologize for that and be the person who's wrong. And now she'll make it valid. Uguti, yes, I'm cheating on you. You gotta accept it. Otherwise, I'll leave you. If she leaves, that man can't cook for himself. He can't take care of the children. If she leaves also, that means Uguti, the man should get out of the house. Be homeless. I actually have a friend right now. He works in a club, our own name. He worked when you in North Beach.
Yeah.
He was not even disowned. He was dumped by his wife. I think he's around 50-something years old. Just because he lost his job. Imagine.
I think the fact that it plays a very decisive role.
True.
Because I think the more you have money, the more chances now. But at the same time,
not at all, bro. Because as I said before, no, I didn't say this, but women seek security. A woman will settle for a man who makes her feel secure because they obsess over, what if angna kugudla kusasa? What if angna iwivu kusasa? What if? So they prioritize security over love. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them. So they will not really take you. If, for example, right now, most of us are young, some of us are in school, some of us, she'll not settle for you if you're a student.
Yeah.
She'll not settle for you if you're a hustler. They would rather leave you with your true love and go date a fraudster. They'd rather leave you and go date somebody. Bro, she will leave you and go date a gangster, bro. Yeah. She'll leave you and go date somebody who's doing tenders because she needs the financial security.
Some they know very well but because there's financial security sometimes.
And they settle for that. And then umuntu usephuma ibungu endaweni yangasese usethakatho unkosikazi useyakhala manje useyakhala, she needs help traditionally. Norma, the same person now goes to a traditional healer to bewitch the wife of the man so that she can keep the man for herself.
The wife didn't do anything wrong.
Didn't do anything wrong. Imagine.
Didn't do anything wrong.
So, bro, this is an issue which one day we need a community meeting about it, because if we are discussing such topics, I wish there was a woman or two women so we could speak to them, so this could not be a one-sided conversation. But unfortunately, I had to touch base on this because it's very important. A lot of men are killing themselves. A lot of men are drinking alcohol not because it's fun, but because they're trying to deal with the situation back at home. We meet people who are as old as our fathers, 60-year-old people at clubs, 50-something-year-old people at clubs. Umuntu ona 40 ufunani clubini? Ufunani, dude, you drive a G-Wagon, go have fun, go play golf, ufunani clubini? Sizingane, bruh. You know, they buy Vev.
This other times as is the clubini, and then I figure zingane zufu ama 2000. Mafika ama-2000 ahlala in the table. Mahlala in the table, amakrot money ahleli ngala. Amakrot money anemali vela, shaya stuff is right, VSOP and everything. Ingane ziyazi-ordela, za-order like 12 yamasavana, you need to start. Basuka umkrot money, bephethe ucash angazi wakumele, lafela chawula ingane, lamnikeza ucash.
Oh boy.
Labuye lohlala phasi, dangakhuluma lutho. Igame yamakrot money.
I mean, the game is on another level.
It's
but
crazy.
Apart from the game, let's now look at the roots of the problem, because it's something which we gents we complain about. So as I was speaking about the difficulties that men face at home, the root of the problem as to why they do the things that they do is the fact that they don't feel like home is home. Home doesn't feel like home to them. So the amount of trauma they face at home, they go out to places, and they get respect from what they do. We respect them as ice boy babo. The ladies respect them. They get recognition that they wish they had at home. So what they do, I'm a bowler, not bowlers because they're bowlers. They're bowlers because they are seeking respect. They're seeking validation. They are coming from a place of hurt, even though they would dismiss what I'm saying. But it's true. There is nobody 40 years old who would do such things in a club. Knowing very well that he's mentally okay, he's emotionally stable, everything is all right, everything is going well at home. Men who are happy at home are home. They have wine cellars inside their home. They've got bottles of whiskey packed. There's actually
private
a room.
chefs,
They've got things happening at home. It means they're safe at home. They're happy at home. But those who are not performing well mentally, you'll find them at clubs. Not all of them, but most of them. Because ngeke uzungitshela ukuthi mina ubaba wami waye eseklabini. Edila nentombazane yase DUT noma MUT noma UKZN encane, an 18-year-old with a 40-year-old man.
Here's another thing.
Yo.
Okay, let me ask you this, ne? Okay, yabo njengami manje. Ngiyahluleka ukuthola ingane, ne? Like ngiyashela kuhlangana. Bese ngithi sekuna 38. I get a bag or that one big tender, it sets me up for life. And then manje sengenzani sengifuna ukucover isikole manje.
True.
Phela ngisakhula, I never got to get hands. Like I was always the weird guy in the group. Whenever khulunywa ngekubanjwa ingane, I never had any hands. So now I have the bag. Now I'm going back to the streets, whereas I was supposed to be there back in my 20s.
Yeah.
I think some of them come from that space. Uguti, they're trying to cover his score. But then now it's too late. Now you should find somebody to settle with because now it's cat is your hammer. You're grown up. You can't be 40 and dating someone who's 21. I am 27. I feel weird when I'm dating someone who's 20. I feel weird. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like you're dating a toddler.
Exactly. Like, no disrespect, but they speak nonsense, bro. Like just it doesn't reciprocate the same energy. Like
the intellectual capacity is not on par.
Bro. So when you're 40 and then you're dating someone who's 26, come on. I know girls like to date above because it's not because of a girl is always mature than the man. No, it's because they already have money. For instance, a guy who's 40 has a great investment or great savings or great pension than me, who's 26 and I'm happier.
Yeah.
Before I spend 200 on you, I have to think 3 times. It's a lot of money for me. But the good man, if days are dark, keep on my savings.
You know, bro, you mentioned catching up or keep a score. You know, like me, for example, in high school, I used to be quite ugly. Thank God I'm handsome now. Away, bro. I mean, bro, I don't know any gents who's more attractive than I am. Even though they are, I'm just being very, very delusional. About catching up. Back in high school, I used to be not attractive because of my financial situation. I was malnutritioned. You know, I was thin, bro. Even coats got me tricky because isimo sasingekho sihle. And I didn't smell the greatest, even though I was very clean. But I was not appealing to women because I didn't have money. As I said before, women look for financial security, a person who will afford them a date so that they look good to other girls. Right. So in that situation, bro, a lot of gents get trauma from the experiences they have while they're still pursuing women in their broke stages. Sure. So that builds up even hatred for women. Those gents hate women as much as they will sleep with 10 women per week, but they hate women because they hate them to the point where yazini ngifuna ukubadla boy ngifuna ukukhombisa ukuthi mina ibhoza yabo. And they will also try and keep up his score with amajito ukwatshengisa ukuthi sekuyimi lo. Now I'm dating Mihlali, now I'm dating Usbanbani, now I'm dating Umawu, yabo, now I'm dating Dep and Gok and ngizoshoot and shoot a sex tape. Yabo, that's coming from a place of trauma. Now, unfortunately for those gentlemen, they can't even stay in marriage for 4 years, even if they try to divorce all the time, same as women, because they're not dating for love, they're dating to catch up. And that's a very bad thing, or that's a very bad mentality to have when you are seeking a stable lifestyle. So now, catching up. Gentlemen don't know actually that in order for you to live a safe, mentally safe life, a stable life, a life without any emotional turmoil, when you get successful, the first thing that you should look for instead of a Viano or a big booty girl like Tuli Pongolo, you should always try and seek help. Psychiatrist. You know, therapy. Go to therapy. Face the situations and monsters inside you. Face the anger inside you. Yeah. Most of the gentlemen don't even realize that they are hurt by the fact that they experienced the things that they did experience when they were growing up. True. You know, the very first thing to do, go seek help. And then when you've received help, go and find a financial manager. Have somebody who's going to help you with your finances. Because at some point, your first million, you're going to be like, you're paying it with installment. Apartment is you're paying 10K or 15K rents a month. And then in Vagaloko, you go to one of my favorite clubs, Rockets. No mezai. No figures I could shout 30K. And then quickly, the company.
What's the combination of your car rent, your car installment, and your rent, basically.
Exactly.
But that was 1 bill.
And per month, maybe the person could be, expense like it can get up to 100K. And then you know what happens? And then unfortunately, they get into a situation where SARS is going to find out that they're owing tax. Now, SARS doesn't tell you immediately that you owe them 5 million. They wait for it to accumulate. And then once it accumulates, they're fetching the Vienna. They're fetching all of your properties. They're fetching all of your cars. They're fetching everything. Sometimes you can even file for bankruptcy, and then you liquidate the company. You sell tractors if you're doing tenders. You sell your excavators. You sell your trucks. You sell everything. You can even sell the company.
Yeah.
Step down as CEO and not even be a shareholder. Quickly, now South Beach. Yeah, why? Because it's not because you're stupid or you mentally incapable, but it's because you were hurt and you didn't deal with the hurt and it destroyed you. And that is what it's doing to a lot of dope and gents right now. Because you're finding men in clubs, I'm going to repeat this again, I'm going to emphasize it. You're finding baba be to Emma Clapping. They're trying to face the trauma. And for some guys, they're so pressurized by these men who are hurt to the point where umuntu zomthola a 27-year-old uzohamba ele mntu ngasekhaya eyotwala. Why? Because ufuna naye ukubonakala sengathi uyihrutman.
But the reason yakhe kutwala I
no reason at all. No reason.
I think uqinisile ngaleyo nto. And why do you think abantu abaningi abamnyama, not ukuthi ngiyabaqwasa or something, but most black people when they get successful, it's always the luxury life. It's never okay, I got money manje, how am I going to make this money sustain me for the next 20 years? It's always okay, sing it right, rockets, machis, let's buy.
As much as I've said before, women are emotional people, but also men can be very emotional. They lose logic once there is money. Because as black people, as you know, we don't come back from the best of backgrounds. You know, with apartheid. Yeah. I'm not going to blame apartheid. It's none of our business. We're a young generation. Because of apartheid now, because of the situation of being impoverished from slavery back in the day, now we're trying to break generational curses, poverty, but the wrong way. That is why I was saying men should seek help. People should seek help. African families... Actually, if it was up to me, the government would have a free hospital plan for African families whereby they can go and consult with psychologists and with therapists for free.
I think
as a service of the government so that they can heal from the scars that they have from back in the day.
I think there is now in public governments, but when it comes to public government,
the system takes time.
You can go today, you are depressed, traumatized, like right now, they say come after 3 weeks.
And they're incompetent. They're very incompetent, you know. So, but apart from that, we're not there. We are in the situation of why people can't think long-term financial. So now, if you're usilindile or you're ustelo, whether you're a man or a woman, the first thing you think about when you get a job, I come from a poor family. I want to show my neighbors that now we're saying them mal. I want to show abatagats because we call our neighbors abatagats.
Okay.
So look at
for me, when I got a job, it was like, I'm Safun. That's what I wanted. That's all I wanted. But when you get money and then the only thing you think of is showing other people that we're also right, I think it's the wrong direction. But you should solely focus on yourself and on your family. And I was telling my friend last week, I don't believe in black tax.
Yeah.
I think it's only called black tax when you're doing it for people you don't like. If it's your family, back when you were struggling, they were there for you. I don't think it's black tax. Because remember, the very same person who gave you the money when you were struggling, now they didn't have money, they had to make means. You know how they say sometimes it takes a community to raise a child?
Yeah.
They had to borrow money from neighbors, everything, just to get you sorted.
Yeah.
But because now when you sorted, all things are together, now you walk around and say, black tax. You know, it's not black tax, it's taking care of the family.
Yeah, and actually to finish off the point that we had, why can, black families be financially sustainable? Just to finish off, I could pretty much say, first, one of the reasons also is that when we get jobs, we want to catch up, right? But we realize, I'm earning 25K a month. I can't buy all of these things I want now.
Yeah.
And they won't save for it because we're not taught about savings well, even at school. But now, what do? When you get your first job, I don't know how even banks hear about that. But once they realize there's a new person who's getting an income as a new employee in the job market, they will give you 200K as a loan and they'll tell you qualify for it. They don't tell you that you don't afford to pay it, but they just say you qualify for it.
Even with credit cards, they give you a big credits. Yeah.
And they tell you now you can actually take out 500,000 rands. And then you take 500,000 rands. Hey, my brother. You will pay until we bury you.
The beginning of your poverty.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, you can't even be an entrepreneur anymore because you need a source of income which is very much stable. You need cash flow so that you can pay your accounts, so that you can pay your loans. Whereas, as much as you're deeply in debt, because where now you're now employed, you want to own an iPhone 15, but which will take 2,000 or 1.5 in installments every month. Yeah. You want to buy a Mercedes Benz, which will take 15,000 rands as installments per month. You want to own an apartment not in Bria or Durban Central anymore, but Mhlanga, where you will pay 10,000 rand a month for a bachelor suite. Utilities levies, So in that situation, trying to catch up, trying to look good, trying to break the generational curse, we do it the wrong way, And then going back to now the new points, black tax. Now with black tax, it's, as the word says, black tax. According to me, I associate it with the word blackmail.
Yeah.
We're not really told, we would say, hey, now you have to give us money every month, but we're blackmailed emotionally. Yeah. When we're home, for example, we live in Durban, our homes are not here. When you get home, you get parents, they tell you, hey, my son, we've not really had proper food. Sometimes electricity runs out, Hey, if only we had somebody who helps us out. Unfortunately for you, apparently now the blackmail. And unfortunately for you, you've got a lot to deal with. Hey, even though you're employed, my son, I understand. Don't feel bad for us, hey? Don't feel bad. We know you're employed, but you have a lot on your plate. And it's fine. God bless you, my child. I wish one day you will get a better job so that you can take care of us. And then they know exactly what they're doing. They know their game. And then after that, now you feel personally obligated to take care of them. Yeah. Even though you've got sisters abahlele emakhaya nezingane eziwu-5 engenababa abangazondli they depend on iqolo, and lelo qolo they take it and they go buy amawevu nemali notshwala. Exactly. They don't buy food for the kids. They demand that from the boyfriend. Sometimes the boyfriend doesn't even work because they date men who kuningi. So now you will as one gentleman at 25 or 27 years old, you're very young, you've got your own ambitions, you've got your own goals to achieve. Yeah. Now you have to take care of a 22-year-old or an 18-year-old, and 18 is a kid, but a 22-year-old, a 25-year-old, you have to take care of you have to take care of your mom, you have to take care of your father and everybody, even relatives. Now, because once you're employed, your relatives will start, they're the first person to hate you. They're like, hey, akasacontribute emngcwabeni, akasacontribute emshadweni, akasacontribute kulo msebenzi, akasasithengeli ngisho. Mina njalo ngangiphipha, I used to take care of you as a child. I used to do this, I used to do that.
Oh. You see what you're saying? Yeah, khona abanye abazali abakukhombisaya ukuthi no yabo manje isikhathi sokuthi usinakekele. And then kuba nabanye abazali bokuthi no mebedinga into bayacela. Uma ungenayo awunayo. And then now kwesinye isikhathi kuphinde kuye ngawe ezumntana ukuthi ubehave kanjani, Like for instance, umuntu owaziyo ukuthi ekhaya akho lutho. Angisiboni isidingo sokuthi ekhaya bangaze bamcela imali mangabe kusenayo engayithumela. Yabo, but at the same time phela kusabantu abaningi ba prefer lifestyle right abayiphila eThekwini ekhaya, forgetting ukuthi mangathi uyashona manje sizoqwalisa itax manje sihambe siye eMpumalanga, uma uhlala eMpumalanga siyokufihla bese siyabona hayibo wayehlezi ethengela amavesi ophi nje.
enentombi eziwu-10.
Enentombi eziwu-10 but buka manje simfihlayo. Buka kubo kunjani.
Hey bro, that's very traumatic, and it traumatizes us as amajita when you were living a great lifestyle, we knew you when we ball up, but back home isima sikho right. But also sometimes I condone it. Why? Because families can be very toxic.
Yeah,
you've got people here in Durban who've not been home in about 20 years.
Yeah.
It's not because they don't want to be home, but also, as I said, home doesn't feel like home.
They don't see a reason.
You even have husbands who've not been home in 6 months. They only go once and they see everybody. They're paying money each and every week or each and every month, but they're just paying the money. They're just sending the money home so that they can stay away from the drama at home, from the toxicity at home, from the blackmailing at home. They stay away from all the hurt that they receive at home,
And the reasons for you to call me, basically.
Exactly. And they even change numbers, I think, 10 times a year just to stay away from even relatives who are always asking for money. Because we've got people who are paying school fees for kids they don't even know.
Yeah, that's true.
Lokhu kuthiwa nje hawu bhuti wami yazi inkosi yami lokhu nje lo boy lokhu nje inkosi yami walahleke lo baba wakhe akaphindanga wabuya ngicela phela bhuti usisize siyazi unamathenda when instead of you
the part says siyazi unamathenda uyabona nje nginemali kahle
entitlement, and that's the one thing which kills black families. That's why we're not united. That's why we'll not achieve great things in the next 100 years. But I feel like kancane as the youth gets more educated, as the youth, and the youngings, bro, we sinengani ngempela we fighting now. Sesiyabatshena abazali manje ukuthi mzali ayikho leyo ngeke ngiyenze futhi leyo nto.
Nalento ukuthi phela mina ngihola kanye ngenyanga ngithi uma ngicela kabili
kathathu bro imagine
angisingena kanye ngena ngiyi-25 noma
ngiyi-30
mingena ngiyakufakela yabo mengikufakela nami ngisala sengixakekile.
You have rents, you've got a car to pay for, you've got a cell phone contract to pay for, you've got a girlfriend who's demanding things from you, otherwise she's gonna go and date other ballers. You've got friends to spend time with for your own mental sanity. Yeah, because ingqondo yakho uzisebenze kahle.
It's like your own therapy, amajita.
Dude, and still kube khona umuntu ozothi ngiyazi uyasebenza. You don't even earn 20k, imagine. So look, you earn 7k. There are people who are earning 3k and they're expected to take care of families. So when you are sebenza ndiyeni lapho ke the 3k you still have to deduct izinto tax or UIF no banban.
So silapho lo muntu oholo 3k urenta mhlambe u800 uyidlalela nje elokishini. So lo muntu usuhola 2k but still bamfuna imali. And
then eventually you find amajita out of necessity, they're doing crime, they're doing fraud, and we judge them because we don't know where they're coming from. Then we find then we find abosisi bethu who are prostituting themselves. We don't even know what led them to that, but some of them are taking care of families using their ass, bro. They're selling ass, taking care of their families, not for them to be influencers, not for them to buy iPhones. You find amantombazane tholukuthi angithi we've got like real poor girls. Like you went to varsity as much as I did go to college, and we saw students who were suffering. A student who would get NSFAS 1.5 suba 1.7 manch 1.7 out of that 1.7 she will take 1,000 rand, send it home because they're poor, like really poor. We are simo sasekhaya. 1k it goes home. Women's cosmetics are very expensive, extremely expensive. If I were to use their cosmetics, I would not afford my life. So they've got pads to buy. They've got things to help them during periods. They've got when they're during their ovulation, during that day-to-day lifestyle, taking care of their private parts. Their bodies, basically, their head is very expensive. I'm not condoning frontals, but they've also got to look beautiful for us,
for us to be.
They've got to do nails, bro. They've got to do things on a day-to-day basis. Impilo yomuntu wesifazane is worth 10k a month, and imagine you're getting 1.7k and you're not even employed, and you have to take care of your family. Some women are even forced into prostitution, and they call that relationships, not prostitution. They don't stand on the roads.
Yeah.
Actually, they go to a restaurant, one that I know in Florida, they buy one drink. They're gonna drink this glass of wine. This is not wine, it's grape tizer. They're gonna drink one glass for 5 hours. Then a guy, because you're trying to catch up, remember where it's coming from? You're trying to catch up, you're trying to show the gents, I got that Betty, bro. You come and you say, hi, Gunjan. Can I please buy you something? And also, if you're comfortable, can you please join me at my table? I'm sitting alone and I'm actually very, very lonely right now. So can you join me? And then she knows I bet it's cool. And then you buy her whatever you're buying her, and then you take her home with you. After you've taken her home with you in the morning, you've got to pay. Imali yokugibela 7,000. It's not even a flight. And then now usuyazi vele ukuthi ubuyifaka, right? Because the gents know exactly what's happening. And then she takes that money out of that 7K. She knows she's buying her cosmetics for 2K. Yeah. And then maybe if she's got one child, because most women get children even at a young age, she takes care of the children. She sends money to her mom. Yeah. They're not even asking where the money is coming from, because they know as long as she's giving money, they will survive. Most women here, even most who are married now, they will tell you, if they're being honest, would say, I've once sold my ass just to survive.
True.
You know, and it makes
I've heard a lot of them on TikTok.
Yeah, and it makes it very hard for me, Uguti, to judge them. But the ones that I really judge are those who call themselves influencers. And then our kids, bro, we parents, our kids want to be like them, not knowing their reality. So what I'm always saying, even on TikTok, is that, guys, if you're selling ass, just like Meg always says, own it, so that the kids know, Uguti, this... No, Xolifeka is very proud. She's actually a friend of mine. Mm-hmm. You can even call her right now and interview her. I got a Sicelo Xaba. So I always tell people, own selling ass. Be proud of it. Tell us, Uguti, tell your followers, Uguti, this is what I do, because our kids want to be like you. And then when they find out this is what they need to do to be like you, they're going to do it because they see it's working for you. But that's not the way to go.
That is so true. There's a lot of people who go out and be like, I'm a YouTuber.
I sell hair.
I sell hair and all of that. But only to realize, to know the background, the things that they do in the background is the one that finds their lifestyle.
Exactly.
But then the kids who are influenced by them, they don't know. They think, if I can become a YouTuber, I can be like her. But that wasn't YouTube. That was other things.
YouTube doesn't even make that much of money, bro.
Yeah, that wasn't YouTube.
Yeah.
That was old men, that was married men. So it's a different story. So talking about TikTok, your TikTok content, don't you think sometimes, have you ever been perceived as umuntu or khuluma lapha emaklabhu? Because sometimes you tell the truth, but it's about the situations enzeka lapha emaklabhini. So has there ever been a case, mhlawumbe one of the club owners approach and be like, yo, of giving this review on my club because
bro, speaking of that, I'm gonna show you what led to me having this.
Yeah.
So I help students or kids learn how to live in a city. I help especially kids who are coming from a place of poverty, who need jobs, who need financial security, who actually basically are coming from poverty. I help them learn the ways of the city, surviving in the city the right way. And I tell them about the things to run away from in the city. I tell them the tactics that people in the city use in order to use them for sex or for their rituals, for money or for whatever. At some point, I was stopped by some men who I don't know, who I know, but for a fact, which they're affiliated with the clubs here and the human trafficking that happens. And when I say human trafficking, I'm not talking about abductions. I'm talking about organized prostitution, And they approached me and they told me simply, we know who's hostel and you're quite famous. And you go to our clubs and we don't run one club. We run multiple clubs in Durban. We know what you're doing. You're disturbing our way of life. What we're doing is not affecting you. It's none of your business. These are not your kids you're trying to protect. Stay out of it, or we will deal with you very swiftly. And we're giving you a month to get rid of your content. Otherwise, we'll deal with you. You know what I did? I didn't even go and get the license yet. I literally took a video, told everybody I'm going to a certain club, and then I went there. I danced my ass off. I didn't drink that night. So that's before I stopped drinking alcohol. I didn't drink. I danced. I took content. I went back to my place. I spoke about how I'm a student and they steal, there's this, there's that. I did all of my criticism as I usually do, and I kept on going to clubs. And I recognized some of them there, and they saw Ugut I was not going anywhere. And I didn't even speak about it on TikTok.
The very same people who came to you,
I saw some of them, yes. So there's like a protection ring in Durban. People who take care of people who disrupt clubs. People who take care of people who start clubs in Durban without the permission of the club mafias in Durban.
So the biggest club owners, there's more like a club mafia crew.
Yeah. Whereby you can't even have a club in Florida without their permission because you're disrupting their income. You can't have a club at South Beach because you're disrupting their income.
True.
You can't have a club in Durban Central or at Water Point because you're disrupting their income. Just like construction, they deal with you very beautifully. And then you're never found again. So if you mess with those people, they sort you out, you know? But if they see that, like for me, not that I'm coming from a place of innocence, but if they see that it doesn't harm them that much, they just warn you. But if it gets worse, if you expose more, or if you do things that they are very much against, you go missing. You go for a vacation, you never come back. So in that situation, they warned me, and I knew Uguti, what I'm doing, I'm not doing it for clouds. I'm not doing it for followers. I don't care about TikTok following. I care about enlightening our children, enlightening our sisters, enlightening our women. So they know what they're getting themselves into. And surprise, surprise, as much as I'm risking my life on a daily basis, and the fact that I walk around carrying something very heavy on my waist, the women do this knowingly.
Knowingly what the consequences are.
After all the education I've been giving them, after all the awareness I've been raising, they do one and the same thing we teach them about, that I teach them about on a daily basis. I've got people who genuinely hate me because I'm disturbing their operations, and the women will do the opposite of what I'm telling them not to do, you know? And it becomes so sad when they approach me on TikTok, on Instagram, and they say, Sicelo, please help us look for our sister. And I'm like, what? Yeah, she went to South Beach or Florida or Mhlanga and she never came back.
I must be the superhero. But
bro,
they're portraying you like
bro, they're making me I'm famous, bro. There is not even, out of every 5 families in Durban, 3 families know who I am by name and by surname. They know what I'm about. Out of each and every 5 families who are black and they Zulu speaking, because my content is usually in Zulu. Bro, I'm famous. I'm properly famous. The child that is missing knows who I am, especially if it's a student. That is why I do not like students. If there is anything I don't like,
students.
I'd rather fall in love with devil than to like students. I'd rather fall in love with devil. I'd rather be a Satanist than to like anybody who is a kid.
Wait, is it because I'm a student they would know what's mean
Abezwa, bro.
Okay.
Abezwa.
I get what you're coming from. Okay, yeah.
That is why I see them, and the first thing that I feel is disgust, because they know what they're getting themselves into, and they know the consequences. And then once they're used up, once their bodies are wrecked, they're coming back justice for Snake. If they are alive, we are supposed to get married to them, right? And then if they're alive, eventually they start saying, nah, I mean, I just need somebody who's gonna love me, gonna love you after you've been chowed by the whole Durban, after you've been chowed by celebrities, after you have spirits entangled to your soul, to your body, which you're carrying around everywhere. You're coming to mess up my aura. You're coming to mess up my soul, my spirit, with your dirty, corrupted body. After we've warned you for so long. That is why I don't like these people.
That's what they always tell me in my car. They say before intombazane uyithatha kumele uhambe uyoyiphemula. Uphemula ukuyihlola. Go useshe ngale intombazane. Ubone usidlozi liyayivuma into intombazane because awazi sifaka.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're the new generation. We
don't do those things anymore.
Bro, we're Latwizis, we're screws. You know, we
don't do those things
with the new generation. We don't care about Amadlozi. We swear at Amadlozi. We criticize Amadlozi. We say it's nonsense. We say God doesn't exist.
Yeah,
but actually, spirituality does exist. And if you are looking at taking a wife like I am, I'm thinking of getting married, I think, in 2 years or 3 years' time. I don't know. God will decide.
Right, yeah.
But before I get married, before you get married, you need to go and consult traditionally.
Yeah.
You need to go and kneel down and pray to God and say, God, or zinyani zami ngelosi zami ezimhlophe boxaba boshobada bona ndabantu ngisekosebandla boma shobadela inkomo zami yodwa nempondo zazo guqe laphana emsamo ushisa impepho usho ukuthi ngiyayicela le yankosazana makuwukuthi ayingilungele ngicela ukuthi niyisuse eceleni kwami and then uzobona seneyinkinga ubona intombazana ikushiya mhlawumbe intombazana mhlawumbe iphingele ithole enye indoda uzucabanga ukuthi wena hawu uyangiphingela kanti cha usizwe yidlozi yabo sometimes idlozi does that without you asking ubona ukuthi wena why lokhu ngihlukana nabantu lamantombazana not good for you, especially those you find here in Durban or in university, you know. And then after usuyibikile intombi usuyafika, the first person that you need to tell, your father. Your father will then, if you don't have a father, unfortunately you need to go to somebody who's a man, a real man, probably somebody or Nazareth, because I'm a Nazareth. You go and you consult with them, tell them your situation, tell them about the girl, and then in Vagaloko they will do a thorough research about the person, where they're from, and then if they bless you and your marriage, they're likely to be successful. But we don't really do usigo anymore. We don't respect usigo. We don't practice tradition anymore, and that is why we have so many problems, especially with the high divorce rates. Because now we're getting married, and it's not even a blessed marriage, you know. True. And unfortunately, we bring spiritual ties from external relationships that we had and previous relationships. We don't even cleanse before we start a relationship, bro. Not even marriage, just a simple relationship. We don't even cleanse our soul. So unfortunately, we bring that baggage into relationships, and eventually we start having relationships which are very toxic because kuxabana imoya, you know.
Who date for a year next thing
I mean, bro, if God blessed you, He blessed you. Some people meet like for a month and they're getting married next month. If it works, it works.
Would you do that?
Yeah, I would. I would never. Bro, I'm led by God. I'm led by Amadlos. So
if the timing is right, if she's the one.
Yeah, if it's right for them, bro. If it's right for them. Like, for example, you can sleep with 3 girls a week or 10 women a month, and then you not get anybody pregnant. But then you'll meet your soulmate or one person. And she'll be one person. That person who you don't even know whether you love or you don't. Maybe it's a mistake and you get her pregnant.
True.
Because that's where uNkulunkulu or amadlozi akhetha ukubeka khona imbewu. And if you're stupid and you don't even know that's the right person, you lose someone who was right for you. You run away, you don't even take care of the child, and you go for somebody who's going to abuse you for the rest of your life just because unezinga muhle and ekuxhomeka kalula ngaye. Exactly. Yeah. So a lot of us actually mistake gold for rocks. And we leave the gold and we take rocks just because the rocks look like gold. But as realize, we would say the gold is actually just dusty. We need to shine it up and it will look very shiny.
Why does it have to look dusty? Because
unfortunately, bro, lento khuluma ngayo goes back to inkulumo yethu yasiqaleni ukuthi you used to be in school, you know, and they wouldn't take you seriously. You couldn't find a girlfriend, just like I couldn't. Kodwa, I was gold. I was a diamond, but I was a rough diamond. I was not shined up. I was not cut right. I was still in the cutting phase, you know. And then the more I discovered myself, the more I became accomplished, of which I'm becoming very, very rapidly right now. I'm getting polished, I'm getting cut, I'm becoming a fine diamond. I'm getting to the market looking like a final product. A lot of women don't see the phases that we go through, and they only see us as butterflies. They didn't see us as worms before we changed to butterflies.
I think the evolution of a butterfly it's amazing.
There's a lot of stories you can tell about the evolution of a butterfly, bro. But you know, coming to this point that we're raising, a lot of people should actually look past the rough diamond and try to look into umoya womuntu. Same as gents when they take decisions about who they're going to get married to. Isinga won't raise a family. Isinga will not build a home. Isinga will not take a house or an apartment and turn it into a home. Isinga, you find these girls with big bums, the only thing that they're good at is being influencers and being host yamaklapu and trying the new restaurant and being influencers. But at home, they can't even cook an egg. They need a personal chef, and they tell you
as the husband, you cook better than her.
Imagine. I started cooking at 9 years old, and these people don't even know how to cook anymore. And it's very disgusting. So unfortunately, I'm not saying I judge them. They should do what they do best. But according to me, bro, I wish they could give Amachita a chance, especially the kids. Kids date kids. Adults date adults. And the reason why even these guys, as money, they don't date people their age is because people their age see through their bull. They see through their bull all the time. So the kids just see money. They see Viano, they take content. If they get abused, they don't care because they
get impressed by minor things. But their peers, they can afford those Vianos.
Exactly.
They don't want them.
The peers see through that shit. That's why the peers just tell them, listen, you won't bullshit me. Go away.
You don't do me like that. I don't date a man who does these things.
So for me, bro, I really am very concerned about the current state of society, whether in the white community or in the black community. It's just the 21st century has not brought anything good. Even the technology, everything, but just demonic influence. And unfortunately, it is true, whether you're spiritual or you're not, but it's just facts. We can all see it.
If you decided not to see it.
Exactly,
we can all see it.
We've even abandoned our spirituality as an African nation. That's why but a lot of people dismiss that because they're trying to be very delusional.
Our traditions are called witchcraft now.
Exactly.
Even if you do it for the right reason, not to curse anybody, just for you to be okay.
Bro, I mean, medication is made from the tree outside. Definitely. Medication. And when it comes in a container that is branded and that costs 2.5 for medication, we say, okay, this is the proper medication.
Words, yeah.
But I won't go to his godlos because it's sabisa and they say, because imnyama, because fanele siyothokoza. And then we see it as ubthakathi. But they're living beings, they're very spiritual. They were created to heal us. Each and every plant on earth has a purpose, whether to heal or whether to kill. I can kill you with that plant, bro. I don't need poison. I just need to know the right ingredients to do it, and I can kill you, I can heal you. God brought those people here on earth to heal us spiritually and also physically. He brought them here. And then when Europeans came here, they changed everything. And then they said, our people are demonic. They said, our way of life is demonic. We won't see heaven because of this. We need to adopt their way of life. For example, bro, they will give you medication. And the same medication that's going to help your headache is going to give you cancer. They're going to give you their processed foods with preservatives, and the same food that makes you full and helps you live is going to kill you in a way. Yeah. But they will say, no, don't go to Mkhulu Mhlongo or Sicelo Xaba because and it's demonic. The same tree which will never even give you side effects. You know, and it's so sad that we don't even realize this. We have a medical plan or my first aid, you need medical aid. I don't have that. That's why I can't even say it. They are going to have medical aids for treatments instead of going to the very same people who are going to treat them spiritually and treat them physically. But I'm because I'm not a qualified doctor.
Yeah, because going just back to this traditional herbs, it's less like there's always something that you drink. There's always something you drink.
True, and that's very true.
Yeah, and for someone who hasn't experienced that, it's okay for them to call it witchcraft, but it's still not okay for me because
no, you can't call something you don't understand witchcraft. Exactly. For example, I always tell people who hate the LGBTQ community, of which I advocate for, I always tell them, you can't hate something you don't understand.
True.
You can't hate on amajita amatenda. Ungakaze uapplyele itender uthi bathwele and stuff. Laba bathwele vele bathwele. You can't hate on girls who work at clubs and call them prostitutes, whereas you've never even been a bottle girl. You don't even know ukuthi the girls who get 10k in tips in one night, and you say udayisizing. You can't hate on Olimfeka and you say she sells ass or she makes content, sex content, but you don't know what to fake kanjani. You don't even know the benefits of that. You don't know whether she's suffering or not. You can't even go around, you say, hey, I hate Nigerians because of this. Some of them are here legally, and they're doing better than most of us because we've got an effed up mentality, and we're very lazy, and we hate them because we're lazy, and they're taking away the opportunities which were there, but we failed to see because we're lazy. And then we keep on hating things that we don't understand. So for me, I would rather say, the best thing do your research before hating something. And even if you can hate it personally. There is no need to go around throwing your opinion as if you're the only person who matters in Mhlabeni. God dog it, before people fight us, we'll leave that to them.
Okay. Let's do this. A friend of mine is coming to Durban, right?
Yeah.
So he has 5K. He want to have a good time. Which clubs do we go to?
Okay.
I know you the guy.
So I'm gonna recommend clubs based on their hospitality,
Okay.
the quality of food, and preferable location and safety.
Okay.
The first club is a friend. Oh, he's got 5K.
5K.
Okay, so he's broke. Okay, cool. So
Wait, 5K, you broke.
nah, bro, 5K. That's like that's one bottle of cognac, like cheap cognac. That's more like that's cheap cognac.
If
Like
you can spend 5K in a club, you broke.
bro, that's like one
Nah, I get
bottle.
what you're saying.
That's VSOP, bro. It's nothing. 5K. That's basically typical weight.
Yeah, true. With most of these clubs, yeah.
Exactly. So if I'm saying he's broke, I mean he cannot go to proper clubs, but or restaurants. So
Okay.
firstly,
This is
yeah.
10K max. 10. Let's make it 10K.
Ooh, 10K at least. Shame. So 2.5. He can go to Zai.
Zai. Okay.
Can go to Zai. Zai caters for the well financially established people, and then it also caters for broke people, of which is why you also find students at Zai. It's because they're broke, but Zai is very accommodating. That is why I'm so in love with Zai, because they're not financially exclusive. They don't exclude anybody. They don't.
They take all the classes.
They take all the classes. Okay. Yeah, exactly. And Zai is run by Dave, a very intelligent man who's also teaching me about business, even without him realizing. One thing about Zai, the reason why it's number one for me, until I get to number 5 or whatever. First of all, at Zai, Dave runs Zai in every aspect. He doesn't class people.
Okay.
If he gets to the club, if he arrives at the club, he greets each and everybody.
Oh.
Like a presidential service. At Zai, you're treated like you're a baller, bro.
Even if you're buying an average meal.
Yeah, ballers don't get special treatment at Zai. They don't. The only special treatment you'll get at Zai if you're a baller is that your Viano has the privilege to park in front of the store. So that Zai can look good. Obviously, they have to. And then if you're a baller, also one of the privileges, it's not special treatment, but it's affordability. You can book a separate place where you can go and drink. You can book like, you can say, yeah, I want to book the conference room. I want to drink with my boys privately, so that we kind of, peasants looking at you. Exactly. And kind of people, especially Zai, is very important people go to Zai. But still, you as a peasant, you'll be treated so well compared to the big boys. You'll be treated equally like presidents. That's why I prefer it. And then number 2, their food. Their food is not bad, man. I can't complain much. But their service, top tier. Very, very much top tier. And one thing about it which I noted is that Mausu Kotola, they give you a throw to wear.
I saw your video.
Yeah, they give you a throw, you wear that, and then you can smoke your habli, you take off everything.
Because they are Kotola.
Yeah, and also you see, like your glass is empty right now. At Zai, you're not allowed as a customer to fill up your own glass. You're not allowed. They need to treat you like a president. They need to treat you like you own Zai.
Once it's always got empty.
Once it's got empty, they come to you, they pour you a glass of your wine or whatever you're drinking. They take care of you. If you feel like you're not comfortable sitting where you're sitting, they find you another seat and then they make sure that you're comfortable. Exactly. And you don't have to worry about, how much is the tip that I'm going to pay? It's already included in the bill. And again, it's very affordable. And then secondly, club number 2 that you can go to, or a restaurant. No, let's say clubs, because the guy wants her to have fun. It's Joe Cool's.
Oh, Joe Cool's.
Yeah. Joe Cool's is fun for a person who's not really moneyed. It's not that affordable for students because their drinks are quite expensive, but it's a place where you can be comfortable with 10K or 5K. And it's very fun. Nobody cares about you. Nobody's looking at you. Nobody's maybe trying to measure your class or whether your affordability. Everybody's doing their own thing. There's a dance floor. You can go and dance. And it's a very great establishment, especially if you want to also experience the beach. It's at the beach. And then thirdly, even though this place is very toxic and it treated me like a pig, because I don't have enough money, it's the Villa. The worst service in Durban, but also the best place to have fun. But
thing of changing tables to tables.
Well, I'm gonna tell you about that. One, first of all, the establishment looks good, aesthetically pleasing. The music there, the music taste is amazing. I wish Zai and the Villa could share music taste because the Villa, no, they're both good, but Zai, the music there is too slow. But I understand why it's like that. It's too classy, and it's for classy people. But I wish they could take the playlist and put it at Zai, and then. But I know that Dave doesn't want to have people dancing at Zai because it's not a ghetto club or a ghetto restaurant. It's almost fine dining, not really fine dining. The fine dining, that's Madame and Sir's signature, blah, blah, blah. Go to again with the Villa. I like the establishment, looks good. The music is nice. The couches are quite comfortable, but I don't like the fact that the customers sit on couches, but it's their tradition. It's fine. In terms of service, terrible service. The waiters or the hosts, they don't take you seriously if you don't have money. They don't give an F about you if you don't have money. And if you don't know them, they will not bother themselves about you. And another thing, if you're sitting on a table, whether it's reserved or not, especially if it's not reserved, they remove you if somebody who has more money than you, even if you bought something, you have like ibodlela and it's 12 or 24 and you're sitting on a table, it's full. They will remove you from the table for somebody who's gonna spend 20K. And I didn't have a problem with them using the placement technique because all places use placement technique, but they're using it horribly. They removed you from the table and they don't give you a place to sit. They let you idle. If you want to go to the bathroom, you don't know how you're going to leave your alcohol, especially if you by yourself. You don't even know where to place your alcohol. So they remove you, they leave the table empty, and then they reserve it for the person who has more money. Horrible treatment. And it's so unfortunate because one of the people that I look up to, Dr. Deppen, is a person who introduced me to the Villa. I go there. I'm actually going to go there. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday today?
It's Wednesday.
I'm gonna go there tonight, even though they treated me horribly last week, just to prove to them what I said is what I said, and I can stand by it. I still love the club. Yeah, so I think with management, it's a matter of poor management because Dog is not always there to overlook and supervise the place. But if he was always there, it would not happen because he's such a great gentleman and his brand is doing so well. That is why everybody in Durban loves Doc Durban. But unfortunately, the Villa is not doing well in terms of service because of this, and I think they're getting pretty much comfortable. I feel like they should change the host, and that guy who treats customers like trash, Utoban, the guy in the red suits, that guy should be gotten rid of. And then the club, another club which that person could afford. Let me see. Okay, the king of all clubs in Durban. Yes, it's ghetto. Yes, it can be dirty. Yes, it can have a mapara. Yes, it can have osis basemgaqweni. Yes, it can have, drug dealers sometimes. Yes, it can have that and that. Yes, it can have students. Abanuga makwapa.
I'm a student.
And very bad hairstyles. They can have, all sorts of people. Yes, they have their own cons, but I recommend Coco's, bro. The vibe.
Yeah, Coco's like, yeah, bro. No.
I recommend, listen. And now I'm talking about someone who doesn't want to be measured in terms of class, who doesn't want to be judged. Okay. Somebody who wants to have fun, Because also Coco's economy VIP, even though it looks like Joko's. Now I'm talking about having fun. Coco's is the only place where you can have proper fun and not be measured in terms of success or financial stuff. So Coco's for me, I should have put it in the top 3, but unfortunately, it's not aesthetically pleasing. Okay, It doesn't look that good. It's not that safe. So according to me, I prefer it for someone who wants to have fun. It's very fun. Yo, the service, bro, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yo, the service, bro, it's so. I don't know whether it's amazing for me because I'm famous. I don't know how.
You think they know you? Maybe they treat you better. That's what you think.
Yeah, they know me. They do treat me better, but also they know me at the Villa, but they treat me like shit. They treated me like shit. But I that guy who treated me like shit didn't know me, but the waiters do know me. But at the end of the day, they don't like me because they know the things that I expose about girls. Got a Sicelo Xaba. Yeah, they've got beef with me, obviously. Coco's, they beautiful treatment. They don't care who you are. The owners of Coco's, the people who run Coco's, they treat you like a king. When I get to Coco,
experience.
Yeah, I mean, when I go to Coco's, because I'm a regular, if they shake my hand, sometimes they give me free hubbly. Sometimes if I buy a hubbly, they give me a free refill. Sometimes they give me.
With you, man.
Sometimes they give me drinks, bro. Free drinks. And I get there. Unfortunately, I don't drink anymore, but they give me free grape tizers. You know, so the respect. I'm a bouncer. Call me, but I'm a bouncer. They're so respectful. Bro, the last time Basha Munyumjita for going inside the girls' toilet because he was a pervert. To guess my brother, I felt my ear going and I looked at that guy.
What about you?
Yo, bro, I don't. It's not Lamjita, bro. It's so large and it gives an essence of safety. But what I'm saying is not safe. I mean the pickpockets are there. And the bouncers cannot be taking care of everybody's drinks. Yeah, but if somebody does something wrong to you, you're absolutely safe. They deal with them. Yeah. So apart from that, man, I mean, Coco's for me, it's absolutely okay. And as your 10K gets depleted, 1,000, go to the best. The best, the best, and of Alil. If the best will be full on Monday, will be full on Tuesday, maybe on Wednesday it's gonna be a bit dry. Yeah. On Thursday it's full. On Friday you can't even walk inside the club. You're gonna step on people that they don't even care because on Saturday it's full. On Sunday people are getting ready for work, but they're gonna start at the best. It's full, bro.
Before they go to work tomorrow.
Yeah. So if up your corner, music corner, it's all great. And then around 1 o'clock you're gonna be bored because they play Congolese music and Nigerian music. But hey man, I'm not xenophobic, so I dance to that also.
Yeah, it's also nice music.
Yeah, it's also nice music, you know. And then we're like kabaja, you know, it's nice, man, you know. And then yeah, for me the last one is the best. So yeah, that's it. And then, you know, just to add a few of them, which are not in the top 5. Yeah. Other clubs which I also recommend based on class, you know, it's your Black, it's your Perere, it's your
nice,
it's your Duca, and then those are restaurants, right? Yeah. And also for clubs, Rockets if you financially okay, and then also I recommend Live and Envy. But Live and Envy, there's a lot of classism, but it's also fun if you wanna pretend like you're a bowler with your 20K or your 30K, of which is like one bottle of a very expensive cognac. So yeah, man. I mean, those are the clubs to go to, and that's pretty much it for me. That's my recommendation.
So, what's the craziest thing have you ever seen at Groove or in a club that got you like you?
The craziest thing, I was in a club at South Beach because it's crazy and it won't look good for the brand. I'm not going to name, yeah, exactly, but I've named them in the top 5. I saw one of the girls who sell ass at Groove. I know they sell ass because one of my friends have bought her before and she's very attractive. If you know her, yellow bone, kind of tall, yellow face. She wears bucket hats sometimes, but usually very attractive. I myself could smash her, but I won't because spiritual ties. Got a sequel up. So this Han, bro, she had a client at 9, at 10:30, around 12, around 1. And how do I see this? I'm sitting by the door at the club, and she will literally go out with each and every guy. They go to the nearby lodge where I used to work as a marketing manager. They book for an hour. An hour la panalu 150. Yena ucosta u200. So if no 400 or 300 you sharp. So plug. In Durban, Lapa Vele South Beach, ass is like 150 if you can negotiate, or 200, or it cannot negotiate. Yeah, it cannot be above like 200. Maybe some of the ass that you'll find, which is much more expensive, it's at the clubs in Florida. And restaurants in Florida where the girls like cost 10K. Those are like varsity students who sell ass. And then maybe Mhlanga, they cost like about 30K because they're quite young, very attractive, and they know the game. They're on another level. Some celebrities which I can't name obviously because I'm too poor to be sued. They go for 50K, 70K. The one that I recently heard, even Meg G spoke about, is like it was 100K.
Nice.
Yeah, and she's a musician and a DJ. So apart from that, those girls, bro, that's how they work. And Lana South Beach is like 200 rands for us. So that girl, bro, she came back with multiple men. And I would see that And I asked some of them if, bro, how much is she selling for? I asked as if I'm trying to find if I can, smash or afford her. Yeah. And then they told me, yeah, bro, she costed me a 200. I'm like, okay, bet. But Nandi, what? It's like, yeah, boy, for sure. It's a show with a tight guy. So that's pretty much one of the craziest things I've seen. And secondly, it was a guy who was flirting with a girl and pretending that he's flirting with the girl, but he was actually pickpocketing the girl. One iPhone, and later the girl was crying, and I was like, wow, Soap Soga is used to steal now. And then after that, it was this one girl who I can name by name if I was not afraid of embarrassing her, but she is in MUT. Okay. This girl does this most of the time because value is Dawa. So when people are drinking, she'll act as if she's chilling with them, and then once they're looking away, steal the alcohol, drink the alcohol because she doesn't afford it. NSFASWAK, Yamasamba nega 1.5. So these girls do that. And this is not the craziest thing I've seen, but very embarrassing. Yeah. Girls who ask for habli clapping. Like, bro, why are you trying to help? Because most of the time your help is like 100, 150 minimum. 200, yeah. At Zai it's 250. At Zai ladies don't ask for
It's actually cheap at Zai.
Yeah, Zai is 250. Zai, as I told you, Zai is
the new cafe is like 370 or something.
Exactly. So the last time I was at News Cafe, our bill was 4.5. And tell me about a budget of 5,000. It was 4.5. At that time I was drinking Zatenga Ihandazi. Hunters, it was 6, and then the guy, because he doesn't drink just anything, he bought Hennessy, the VSOP, and then he bought himself a 6-pack of Bernini Classic. Yeah, and then we didn't want to do too much, so it was like 4.5 bill. Yeah. It was 4.5 bill, and then 500 rand for a tip. That's like 5K. And then after that, that was it, Okay. So yeah, I've seen crazy things.
So what you think about Amatlab? You see this thing of every time when you tip a person, it goes to be splitted by the whole club. If you tip your waiter, the whole club splits the tip. Do you think it's fair? Or because now when I go to a club and I see that, oh, this girl is pretty, I'm tipping her based on her looks. Not based on I'm tipping the club. No, I'm tipping her based on her service personally and based on how she looks. That's how people tip. I'm always.
Well,
especially wrong people.
That is extortion. That is why you should never tip a waiter using your card when you're paying for everything else. If you want to tip a waiter, pay for the bill
with the card.
Yeah, and then say you're tipping out with 50 rand because Velexo is a fraud. And then after you've paid the bill, take the girl's account number, tip her personally.
If you have cash,
if you've got cash, give her cash. Just gonna put it inside her vagina, whatever. In a panty or bra and whatever. She's gonna hide it because if they see it, they see they're gonna steal it from her. They're gonna take it from her. So most of the clubs, sometimes they falsify a tip. Because some of the clubs, even in South Africa, not only in Durban, they are drug rings. So they sometimes are going to say a Savannah is too much. A Savannah is 20 rand or 18 rands, but they mark it up on the books, accounting books, in order for them to launder money for drugs. So they also say Koni customer tipping 10,000 la tipa cash.
But there was no one.
So we can't trace that money because customer tipping on 10K, and they take the money for the drugs, they launder it, and then where they make it income for a club. And then they're gonna say no, the tip, yes, it's registered emabhukwini, but we had to give the waiter her tip. Thola ukuthi waiter mhlawumbe uthola 200 lo 10,000. Bese
we can't be traced because it's
cash. And they say no, we gave waiter a tip yakhe, so ngeke sikhokhele tax leyo nto. Because I don't know whether tips are text. No, they're not text. So esimene sikanjalo mfowethu, they do that type of crime, and then that's what's up. But the waiters don't get that amount of money. But those who make proper money are those who send money to my account.
And directly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because with other clubs, they split the tips because they have this principle of, okay, if you tip the waiter, she delivered the food to you, but what about the chef? The chef was making the food in the background.
But that makes sense. That does make sense. Yeah.
So I always understand it, but at the same time, sometimes it's not fair because most people who are drunk, they tip the waiter based on how based on how pretty she is or on how she treated them.
Yeah.
And that's what that was like a personal thingy as much as it's not supposed to be personal, we're just drinking. But yeah.
Yeah, true, and that's very, very good practice.
I'm just gonna do the 24-hour thing.
Okay.
Do a conclusion.
All right. Am I just saying yes? Like, I've been wanting to pee for like 20 minutes, like SS.
Check again.
Was you rolling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. So let's talk about the concept. So the concept of the podcast is the 24-hour podcast. So it basically talks about achieving your goal in 24 hours and what do you aspire to be in life. Because people who see you on social media would think maybe you want to be an influencer. But what you just touched based on in this interview, you told me was you're trying to help people from the villages learn how to adjust in the city, to live in the city life. So, excuse me. So with the 24 hours, what do you do in your 24 hours to achieve what you want to achieve? And what is that thing that you actually want to achieve in life? I know as time goes, you can want this at this particular time, but 2 years later, you want something different.
Yeah.
That happens.
Well, I can't be very specific about what I want in life. Basically, each and everybody wants to survive in this game of life, make money. But what's most important is to find your passion, your purpose for life.
True.
For me, what I want to achieve in life is to see people living a better life, is to see women being independent, because I was brought up by a single mother, is to see women finding their place in society, being respected to regain their dignity, is to see men being treated better, being less abused, because the government doesn't even care about men that much, is to see a better society where our children can thrive and live safely. So in that situation, I feel like my goal and my purpose for life is to create a better society, and I'm doing that successfully as of date.
Yeah.
So in that situation, in a 24-hour basis, I'll just talk about my routine because it leads to my success.
Yeah.
First of all, I wake up at around 4. 4:30, I take my shower before the water goes cold, because I'm not rich. After taking my shower, I quickly browse through the latest messages that I have. I check on my TikTok whether I don't have any emergencies. I don't have anybody complaining about my services, because sometimes my services come slow because I'm in demand. And I check if nobody was calling me a scam because I need to take care of the work and maybe I'm late. So, and then after that, I quickly get back to starting my day. So the first thing that I do, I look at my weekly schedule. I have a monthly schedule, an annual schedule, a yearly schedule, and I have a weekly schedule. Then I have a daily schedule. So I can break it down in that way. So my daily schedule goes like, after showering, the first thing that I do, I check on my communications, because that's my public relations. That's me making sure that I'm creating a connection with all the people online. And then after that, I am releasing videos that I should release and content, because it's better to post in the morning, because now the platform where you're posting is, you're giving it like 12 hours of the day for it to make your content viral, instead of posting at night. So if you give it a day, you wake up, people in the morning during breakfast, they use their phones.
When they use the phone,
when they're going to school, when they're going to work, they use their phones. So your content is most likely to trend during those hours. And then at night also, maybe like I post at 6 p.m. So I just take off the communication, respond to comments, respond to messages, even though I can't finish all of them. But that helps. It's like all other people, he responds to comments.
Yeah.
And then after that, after I'm done, I check on my schedule again, and then my schedule decides if I'm going for my training at Rossbank College, because I'm doing IT there, another qualification of mine. I check if I have to go attend, I go attend. Then after attending, my schedule says I should go and do people's CVs. So I go and do people's CVs. Sometimes I get 5 hours. Sometimes I get 4 hours or 7 hours. I do that, and after that, in my schedule there is laundry. Sometimes it's on my laundry day, I have to go and cook. So I have my cooking hour. Then my schedule sends me back to the workplace, of which that's my desk. I go do people's CVs again, and then I have to go to TikTok at 9 until 11, 9, 10, 11. That's like 3 hours, right? So for 3 hours, I'm going to be on TikTok, taking care of the PR and responding to comments, interacting with people, that's my branding and brand identity, and making new videos. And then after that, I go check if I've made any violation and so on and so on. So, and then during the weekend, that's my 24 hours also. During the weekend, I visit clubs. I also get content from visiting clubs, but mostly I go for work. And then after that, for the club that I work with, Pride of Durban, I go there, I create content, I do the marketing there because I'm the marketing manager. And then after that, I go back to my place. So basically, my life revolves around working, studying, working, studying, working. So work for me also includes helping people learn about Itegu, exposing the dangers of Itegu and how to live safely, and protecting students and protecting children, women and men, and so on and so on. So for each and everything that I do, I make sure that I'm making money, and I make sure that I'm heading off to success. And success for me means a positive society, a great society, a safe society. So I don't really measure success financially, but mostly if I see someone who says, Sicelo, you helped me change my life, like a lot of people who I've heard,
that's nice, yeah.
That is success for me. Like if I die without anything but happiness, I was successful. Like for me, I'm wealthier than most billionaires.
Yeah, true.
Because I'm happy. The last time I was sad is because my friend, who's a woman, got hurt. She got slapped by a guy, and I don't want to talk about that because that's her affair. But this was the last time I was sad. And after that, I've never really been like sad. I've heard people saying bad things to me. I've had bad situations as of recently. I've had an argument with someone, but that never made me unhappy. But I'm happy. Why? Because society in South Africa, and especially in Durban, is becoming better because of who? Because of me. That is something to be proud of. When I go to clubs, they call me Uputo Sicelo. They call me Likhutman. Not because I have money. Not because I buy Vev. Not because I've got great influence. I've got men who are as old as my uncles who call me Uputi. They call me Uputo Sicelo. Girls my age, boys my age, they call me Uputi because they know my influence. They thank me each and every time they see me. They tell me, Sicelo, thank you for not being prideful. Thank you for being a people's person. Thank you for telling us indaba zethu because we are being helped actually. Thank you for keeping us safe at clubs because nothing bad happens to somebody's child in clubbing.
So sometimes you go brutally honest, yes.
It's very important because now at the end of the day, if you are, who's this girl? Who's this guy? He has a podcast. Manuel, the Penuel. If you're as good as him, people are still gonna treat you like shit, As much as you kind.
Why are they treating him like shit though? Sometimes it doesn't make sense.
No, he's a pick me. That is why Penuel is a pick me. He runs away from the real thing that should be spoken about. He doesn't want to confront people on the only person he confronts is his baby mama who is keeping his child away from him.
6 keys and everything.
Yeah. But apart from that, he's a pick me. Soft people don't make it in society, So you should be brutally honest, especially if you know you're right. I like you, I don't like. Because at the end of the day, whether you're good or whether you're bad, people are going to hate you. Whether you're good or whether you're bad, people are going to have bad and good opinions about you. The best thing to do is to live your truth, So for me, that is my success. I'm very successful because of that. I'm very happy because of that. I have a good relationship with God and my ancestors because I'm a happy person. Right now, I'm but because I'm a happy person, I want to nayo manje ngakushaya manje ngakudubula manje bakusasa ngizokuvakashela esibhedlela ngikuvakashele ngisho ngithi mfowethu I understand ukuthi ubhedile sathi uxoxa kancane but yeah dog because I don't want to corrupt my soul so that's what's
like you can say this like you're joking but I know abantu abanjalo umuntu umbhedela manje kusazi ngempama kodwa kusasa asibafu yaphila because ekugcineni umbhedela izola ukuthi namhlanje manje sesama enemy
exactly that is why I have a very great relationship with Umaga Chicken Mamhlong. I have a great like yesterday we went to shoot a podcast and I'm helping out there and there. I'm affiliated with her brand. Kodwa, I was fighting with her son. Not a couple of months ago. I won't be very detailed about that because I don't wanna taint a reputation got chicken or destroy brand yakhe. He's a very young boy. He's working towards his dreams, working very badly towards them, very disgustingly. Kodwa-ke, apart from that, wenza iphutha. Kanti wenza iphutha kwingqwele, ibhoza. They don't call me Khutmane for nothing, my brother. I won't lie about that. I'm respected. And for someone like Kuchikini to disrespect me like that, he made a very terrible mistake.
Okay.
Right now, things are not really working out for him because of such things. Yeah, bo. And me, namakuphuka inhliziyo yami.
Yeah.
Ulimala wena spiritually. Ngikushaya ungekho lana mfowethu, ungenzanga lutho ungakuthakathanga because usushawa ikhama na uNkulunkulu. So in that situation, bro, Chicken made a mistake. He called me names and called me by something which I'm not. And things went very wrong for him. Right now, he doesn't even have a good relationship with family. He doesn't have a good relationship with his own friends and people in his own community. So, I mean, this is a lesson for everybody, guys. Don't treat people bad. Don't say bad things about people. Don't fight people unprovoked. You know, because I was never really close to the guy. Even the time he embarrassed himself at Klapini, I never even spoke about that. You know, the only time I brought it up is when he started, effing with me, on social media, calling me names. But apart from that, he insulted me and I dealt with him very beautifully. And then God also dealt with him. His own ancestors punished him and it's not going well right now. But I don't want to make this about him. I want us to just pause about this because he's really irrelevant.
Okay, no, I get where you come from.
Yeah.
So we have this one game before we close the show, ne? It's basically one has to go.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you a list of restaurants or clubs. You tell me which one has to go. Okay, this one is a bit weird comparison, but Zai or Rockets?
Okay. Well. Rockets should go. There's a lot of classes in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Live or Envy?
That's one place, bro.
It's one place.
Yeah, that's a very bad comparison. Okay, I feel like Live goes because it's one place, obviously.
It's one place,
so yeah.
News Cafe or Duka?
News Cafe goes. News Cafe sucks. What the hell, man?
Coco or Club 101? I complete Club 101.
101 goes. 101 goes. Coco's are the best. Coco's is amazing.
Okay. Let's just say Pride of Durban or Havana back in the days.
Yeah, Havana goes, bro. Oh, Havana back in the days.
Havana,
bro. No, you should compare things now, which are existing now.
No, I just wanted us to touch base on Havana.
Havana on its prime.
It used to be the craziest place to ever go.
Bro. Yo. You see Havana, bro. One thing about it. Otira, you bumping chest, you rapping shoulders, double pepso tumo, and so on. And unfortunately, economy, COVID happened. But Havana was a place to go. And it was gents would drive from Richards Bay, where I'm from.
Just to go to Havana.
They would drive from Guamashu, Emlazi, Nani. You would wake up ekseni, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, you find amajitelele mgaqweni or edosile elinda amatekisi abheke kwamashu. So Havana was a place to go. Yeah, so Havana is amazing.
And it's also central.
Very simple, peace of mind.
It's just easy.
Yeah.
What do you think about Igagas? I'm not comparing it with anything, but
beautiful. I'm happy. I'm happy you said it. Igagasi, personally, the way I see it, it's not doing well. And if I were to guess, I would guess that it's not doing well financially also. Igagasi, I'm saying this because I want to help them. And that's why they should respect my opinion. So, first of all, Igagasi is amazing. There is no place in Durban, even Izaya Gagasin.
True.
You cannot compare any place to Igagasi. Maybe you can compare Imeda Mansour, Mason, which uneducated people call Mason. Mason you can compare to Igagasi. Iduka you can compare to Igagasi Rich, you can compare to Igagasi Black, you can compare to Igagasi Pereira, you can compare to Igagasi La Parade, you can compare to Igagasi. That is how good Igagasi is. But unfortunately, Igagasi is situated in a location which is horrible.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so if it was
parking.
Yeah, if Igagasi was maybe situated not a point but Mhlanga or Florida or
better,
Glenwood or something like that, it would be much more better. With Devonport, it would be much more better. But let's look at the technicalities of Igagasi.
Okay.
One, management yaseGagas, and I feel like they're stingy. They don't want to book a DJ about proper.
Yeah, it's a fun like back in the days now.
Yeah, it's always umngani wami DJ Bimbok ohleze DJ and sesiyazi playlist yakhe siyazi DJ kanjani. It's always one and the same people.
You can actually rehearse to go there now.
Exactly. And phezu kwalokho ke there is, you know, with the security, they can be very hostile. Service yakhona not bad, but it's just for a place like Igagas is a premium place. And phezu kwalokho ke Igagas, I think personally, I feel like they're targeting abantu baseGoli because it caters more for abantu baseGoli and they like it more. I'm a tourist nje yaseGoli, they go to Igagas kuphela, in no other place. So it fills up if it's holiday season. But most of the place is just dry. Most of the time it's dry. Sometimes you can go there, it's Thursday or it's Friday and it's not even full. It's just chilled. Mina, if it was up to me, the owner of Igagas or people who run Igagas would go to SI and see how they run SI and copy his strategies as SI and run it like SI, because music while upon Igagas and it's horrible, but the place is amazing. It's a multi-million budget place, Igagas, but the music is horrible. I don't think they invest in music. I don't think they invest also in the service. If it had a proper promoter, Igagas would make billions in a 10-year period. So I mean, Igagas has a lot of potential. It used to be the place to go, but now it has lost irrelevance because students come from Imigalo, Ires, waterfront. They skip Igagas, they skip Igagas, and they go to a Cocos Nase the best places which look like Mkuku compared to Igagas. You know?
Okay, that's crazy. Yeah.
So that's super crazy. They come from Imigalo. Imigalo is like 10 steps away from Igagas.
It's like neighbors. I see.
And they come from Imigalo, they'd rather pay 200 rands or 100 rands for an Uber and it takes them to Mhlanga or Zai. You know, so Igagas should actually improve, it should do better. That's why I don't even talk about it on TikTok. It's just irrelevant for me. It's not a place to go to if you want to have fun. It's not a place to go to if you want to go be a bowler. And I feel like if they improve, maybe they're gonna do better, even financially.
One thing I've noticed in this restaurant perspective, you value strategies as I, and I think there's something that you saw there that not all of those restaurant owners are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that, and I've never been to Zai, but I need to go to Zai. I need to see what you're talking about.
Then they now need to pay me for marketing.
yeah. But I'm honest. I just need to go there. I need to see what you're talking about. You know, I need to experience it because now the way you speak of Zai is like it caters for everyone. It doesn't really matter if
service
or not.
Service, respect, presidential service. The parking is super safe. There's no nonsense. There's no girl who asks you for your habli.
It's in a nice place also.
There are no guys who are now gonna be looking at you trying to compare themselves to you. I leave my iPhone and go to the bathroom. I come back, my iPhone is still there. There is no, it's a nonsense-free place. The owners interact with you. Taking pictures are aesthetically pleasing. It's like a home. Izai doesn't look like a restaurant. Do you know that?
Yeah.
If you go there, Izai doesn't look like a restaurant. It looks like someone's home.
Yeah,
it's like a gentleman's club. I don't know if it is. They still need to tell me. I'm gonna WhatsApp Dave and ask him if it is. It feels like a gentleman club. It feels like a place where you apply to be a member at.
Oh, okay. It's like a subscription.
It's very intimate. Everybody knows each other. The staff knows you. The owners know you, because people who go to Zai are not really people who are new to Zai. It's people who go there and they're like, I'm treated like a king. I'm going back there.
I need to go back. Yeah.
They go there even today. Right now we can go to Zai and find people who go there all the time because that's the place to be for them. And the fill up is forever. Zai is anointed. I'm not saying but well, bro, one thing about girls, they know the place to go depending on how they look like.
Okay.
For example, not only to find proper people, like you can't be ugly and go to Zai. You can't. The girls, they judge themselves before going to Zai because they know when they get to Zai, they're gonna find pretty girls. And girls don't actually. Do you know that girls don't look good for us? They look good for other girls, so that they are dominant to other girls. So when they get to Zai, girls make sure that they dress to impress. And then when they get there, they make sure they're stunning. It's very hard to find a girl who's not attractive at Zai.
That's what you're saying is true. There's a pretty girl I know. And all of her friends, they are pretty, but they're not prettier than her.
Exactly.
She's always like on top of them.
Well, the reason why girls do that, before we close, girls do that mainly for the fact that they need to assert dominance. They want to be worshipped.
Okay.
They want to be the first who are picked, especially when gents approach them.
Oh,
so it's very hard. Not nowadays, but before it was very hard to find a squad of 10 girls who are all attractive or all pretty.
True.
Nowadays, you do find that, like, for example, they do it basically because of their prostitution operation. Uguti, they go to a restaurant, they make sure all of them are pretty, they make sure all of them are making money, they're making sure all of them are getting paid in the morning when they wake up from being smashed. So all of them need to look pretty. They can't be coasted by 2 girls who are ugly. They leave those at res,
They're not good for the operation.
They're not good for the operation. They're not good for their branding. They're not good. They're not good for their Instagram, because that's where they actually do their that's where they advertise us.
And also when they do those TikTok challenges, just the 3 of them.
Yeah, it's just the 3 of them, and like, all of them
are
hot. Fire. Yeah, and apparently they sell weaves.
Yeah, no, they said weave is like the standard business that you can do.
Yeah, it's good for fronting.
It's good for fronting, man.
It's a lucrative business.
It's a lucrative. So every guest that comes to the show, they get to sign this portrait.
Washa.
So when we go to season 2, I'm gonna have like a famous portrait. You see now, I don't know how much this portrait is valued.
Yeah.
But based on you being here,
away.
Now. I can sell it on the market for a lot of money now.
True, bro. Unfortunately, can you please get me my phone?
Away. You see now, the empire needs to grow so we can have people when you ask for phones like, yo, can you give
True, bro. The iPhone. Yeah. The rich people's phone. I'm trying to search for my signature. I recently changed my signature.
You changed your signature?
Yeah, because
someone tried to scam?
No, the one that I had a Z, which is my father's surname. So but I don't use my father's surname. And even traditionally, I'm not supposed to use it. So I had to change my signature because it doesn't give credit to the family that raised me, which is my mom's family.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so let me see. Okay, I'm trying to sign this.
First time I'm seeing a person has his own signature in his phone.
Yeah,
it shows. There are things that you sign that are really priceless.
True, bro. True, very true. Now this is Sicelo. And this is Xaba.
I've never seen someone so precisely, carefully signing. That's a dope signature.
That's Sicelo Xaba. But once I memorize this, once I'm good at my signature, at writing my signature, then I swear, bro. This one, if I send an autograph using the signature, ooh.
It's dope, yeah.
Yeah, man. So there you go.
Thanks. We got the signature. It's shining out of all of them.
Because it's at the bottom.
No, it's not that, like, it's bold and everything. It's shining out of everyone. I know, bro. Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you so much, my brother.
I'm sure that people are definitely going to learn something from this interview. Take home 1 or 2 points because it has been fruitful.
Yeah, and they should know that it was not scripted.
No, it was not scripted.
Imagine.
It was not scripted, bro. It was just a straightforward interview, talking, and obviously you unpacked a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think there's always an audience for something.
Yeah, and then also, just to put this out before we close, I would say, gents, especially you who are podcasters, man, come on. Stop being amateurs, guys. Yeah. Stop inviting people who can't speak to podcasts. Before you speak to someone, or you invite them, try and find if they know how to hold a conversation. Try and find if they're honest. Try and find if they're good guests, Because you can't be interviewing someone like who goes lady or good podcast in Chile with Meg G, who doesn't even want to tell the truth because she's trying to save a marriage. A person who doesn't want to tell you as it is. A person who doesn't want to be out and open with the like bruh, we podcast. This is not TV. This is not radio. There's nothing censored.
Everything.
Yeah, we're unpacking everything. We got the class in there, but you
go
don't
home and apologize. It's
exactly. Fine. Yeah, so podcasters, please try and practice this. Invite people who know how to speak. Invite people who are outspoken. Invite people who are storytellers, amazing storytellers, people who say it as it is without fear. Yabo. Anyways, we love you, and this is me signing out. Sicelo Xaba with 24-hour podcast with my brother right here. For sure, I'll be back very soon to talk about more.
Definitely. Amen. Thank you for
being here. Bro.